It floats.
Hello, this is KRBrickBot, and tailing off the Sky Gunner review, here's his teammate Sonar Diver. It's a pretty thin box, it's a pretty small box. Doesn't need as much space as the Sky Gunner, and it's a blue side, main robot, and 4 accessory weapons. Back of the box is just the same details. Top of the box has green and pink. Front view, kind of a stretched front view portrait. Side view here. I ripped this paper bag. And this paper bag is sealed, which has all the little accessories in it. It's a mini version of the Alvin style submersible. It has the basic details down squat, like the panel lining on the top and the sides and the silver across the board here. Being small and simplified, it does lose out on some of the finer details on the bigger toy, like all the several bolts and rivets and vents. And the front cockpit here, the front little canopy here, that was a transparent green, it's just a painted green. 3 major differences. First, the rear doesn't have any sort of propulsion, no propellers. The propellers have been completely omitted, so it just is propelled underwater by these side torpedo pontoons, I guess, and imagination. The second is this front hatch. It's been significantly squashed and also hollowed out. I guess those hollow bits do kind of make it look like windows, just open air windows on a deep sea submersible that might have to deal with water pressure. So the altered hatch shape really gives it a subtle but significant difference from its bigger toy. And the front claws are cast in the same blue instead of trans green, which you might argue actually looks like it makes more sense just to have the solid blue arms that matches the rest of the body instead of just transparent clear plastic green arms. But they don't have any holes, nothing to grab onto, so these look less like claws and more like wedges or screwdrivers. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of disappointed they didn't think of just making them a bit more claw-like, but what you gonna do with these small scale? Car comparison! Prime Master, Battle Master, Micromaster, Micromeister, Carbot Workmate, Robo Nissan, Bumblebee, Core Prime, Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, Hot Rod, Crash Combiner, Mini Tobot, Mini Coon, and Ramp. Mini transformation should be mostly the same as the larger one. Arms out, arms down, the legs down, flip out the prominent bottom half of the vehicle, and the back of the hatch to reveal the head. Robot mode is pretty on point with the bigger model. Yeah, it looks like it's the same proportions and same transformations. Yeah, as you can see, it does have a little less paint apps, on the legs, especially noticeably. And the shaping slightly different, like how these legs, they were perfectly rounded as you reveal the feet, but they just been angled and squared. They've just been diagonaled. And these bits of panels sticking out of his arms, they were side skirts on the legs, but I guess they just been relocated here because it would just be a little too costly to have an extra hinge here, or maybe this on here would impede articulation. Or having this panel on the arm would be a much more secure way to lock together and everything in the vehicle mode than if this was just on the leg and if it was connecting right here like this. So that was, I guess that's an understandable relocation of kibble. The mini blue head painted in an ever so slightly lighter shade of orange does capture the essential details, and the round bits that kind of look like the snorkel pig nose is lacking some silver, but understandable at this scale. Also looks like for some reason this particular copy at least has its head warped and skewed to one side. I mean, at least it doesn't get in the way of the transformation, but yeah, that's slightly peeving to have a head that's not perfectly straight. Then again, I guess the warpness does give it a little bit more of a personality in this tiny little thing. As with the bigger toy, you can relocate his pontoon torpedo things. But unlike that one, they're free rotating. And they're not locked to the port sand, so you can just arm them up with them in the hands. And I guess the claws, I guess you could just leave them there, the stomach claws, or you can also put them on the shoulders here, just if you want to do that. You can't really put them in the hands though, there's too much in the way. And those shorter holes are meant for these connector holes. They're not 3mm. I tried. I slightly cracked this one. Articulation. Nothing at the head, of course. Full ball socket shoulders that also go outward this much, in spite of the kibble. And the elbows that go all the way up for transformation. Those are some pretty hollowed out arms, but at least they are finely sculpted fists. And also due to transformation, he also has backwards butterfly. So that gives it a little more expression and posability. Legs go forward that much. Not that much, as you can see. Even without the claws. Backward that much, all the way for transformation. Not the full spread, but pretty good spread. And some pretty deep 90-degree knees and the foot in. So I think the legs are pretty flexible enough. And the arms, so you can also get some good dynamic poses with this little guy.
Robot comparison.
Titan Master, Battle Master, Micromaster, Micromeister, Carbot Workmate, Dia Robo Nissan, Bumblebee, Core Prime, Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave, Hot Rod, New Age, Crash Combiner, Mini Tobot, Yo-Joe, Mini Coon, and Legs. Mini Sonar Diver is another mini success, downsizing the bigger toy without really compromising its transformation, where it counts. I guess even slightly more so than Sky Gunner, just I guess due to the nature of the design. It's also a very uncommon submarine mode for Transformer toys, because just due to the nature of the very limited appeal of submarines, you can only put it in the water. Or have a space submarine, and it's the most affordable one at the moment. I half expected Toy Rock to never release mini versions of Sky Gunner and Sonar Diver, because they appeared in exactly one movie and they were tied to one movie, and they never appeared outside of the movie. So I thought they were just thematically movie tied and exclusively just for the movie. But they are vehicular Carbots, and they're pretty standard vehicular Carbots. They're not extraordinary types of vehicles. So they could easily fit into just a regular everyday Carbot cast if they were allowed to appear in more media. Again, if you don't know about the media, it doesn't really matter if you just look at the toys. But then there could be precedent for mini versions of the Beast movie Carbots. Would you want mini T-Rexes and lions? Just one more mini in this wave.